Hey there, my friends. I hope you are having a very happy day. Miss Annie inquired about my junk journal findings, vintage recipe stacks, and I discovered, she reminded me that I erased the video that shows you guys these recipe grab bags. So I'm revisiting my recipe grab bags today. I have 8 of these in the shop. I wanted to take you through them and kind of let you see what they are all about. They're 15 bucks. They're a wonderful addition to a junk journal, or, you know, you guys can, you can actually even just like make your own signature and sew it into a junk journal, or, you know, bind it in that wrap binding like I'm so fond of. The first item that we have here, and these are all pages like this. We'll flip through at the end. This is the 1924 Metropolitan Cookbook, and it's the section on cereals. Cereals are valuable and inexpensive food. Cereal mush or other cereal dishes with milk for breakfast furnishes a meal of excellent food value. I don't think I've ever read the word mush in a cookbook before. I grew up on mush. We ate cornmeal mush for breakfast in the morning. Mush is polenta, okay? It's a cornmeal based, almost like a corn-ish pudding, kind of has a texture, pudding, oatmeal, that kind of thing. I'm an Indian, so we grew up on mush, and we grew up on cornbread and vegetables and anything from the garden. So it was super cool to read the word cereal mush. So we have cereal as a vegetable, cereal with fruit, cereal as a dessert, just a really cool section about the timetable and directions for cooking cereal. I love just kind of a look at how simple cooking was in 1924. This is the Sunbeam Mixmaster 1957 instructional book, and it gives all these wonderful illustrations for the brand spanking new Sunbeam Mixmaster from 1957. And again, we've gotten a good article about how to measure accurately. And I've always heard that, you know, that measuring is like the good cooks know how to measure. I must not be such a great cook because I'm no good with measuring. I just kind of toss things in, and then we'll see how it all comes out in the end. This is how to operate your Sunbeam Mixmaster mixer. I definitely remember my mom having these and making cakes when we were growing up, because we got to lick the beaters. We licked the beaters, and they had raw eggs in them. Yeah, we used to do that all the time. Didn't think about a raw egg, did we? The 1943 Ball Blue Book of Canning. This one is pretty aged, you guys, pretty yellow here. Timetable for processing fruits, a syrup for fruits, and I love the illustrations of the ball mason jars that we have down here. Those are just really, really neat. Guys, I would zoom out more, but my camera is acting funny, and when I zoom out, it loses its focus. So I hope that you don't mind that we're going to kind of push things up and down just so I can show them to you. Timetable for processing vegetables goes on over here. This is brunch, breakfast, and morning coffee from 1955. I am crazy about the illustrations. Look at the kids. The kids are sliding down the banister. Mom's down here waiting for them. Begin with breakfast unless you have a snack. Sometimes during the evening you fast longer between your evening meal and breakfast than between any other 2 meals. An adequate breakfast renews your energy, mental and physical pep, and can do much for your sunny disposition. Brunch is neither breakfast nor lunch, but a delightful combination of both, and it is served any time before 1 o'clock. I really love the illustrations. I love this coffee over here. Isn't that neat? And here's the lady. She's serving the coffee. So cool. So we've got our 1955 recipes for coffee here. A morning coffee pattern. Small breads, large breads, and relishes. I am kind of crazy about this book. It's 1932. It's called When You Entertain, and it is by Coca-Cola Publications. This is a reducing luncheon menu, and one of the first things that they suggest that you serve is Coca-Cola in small beverage glasses, chopped vegetable appetizer, broiled chicken, asparagus tips, gluten biscuits, or gluten toast. Fruit, Macedonia, and black coffee. Entertaining luncheon guests. Guests often linger on after a luncheon, particularly when they are intimate friends. In that case, the hostess may like to provide entertainment. Bridge is always acceptable and frequently follows an informal luncheon. For ideas for new bridge accessories, see the section on bridge parties in this book. A radio party is great fun. In advance, write various jingles addressed to each guest. After the luncheon, ask your friends if they would like to listen to a radio program. And as you pretend to start the radio, someone in the hall with a megaphone reads the jingles. That sounds like fun. More about providing entertainment after your luncheon here. This is from a great publication called The Silent Hostess. It's by G.E. It was a promotional item that they provided when you bought a refrigerator. Now, a refrigerator was a super newfangled thing, right? This is an illustration of a child's dish of cereal with raisins, and this is a floating island meringue, islands topped with jelly. So this is, another little look at cereal here. I do not think I've ever had a presentation that quite looked like that when I was a child. You know, you were always like in a hurry to get to school, so it was like cold cereal, mush, maybe peanut butter bread or something like that. But these books were written when people actually sat down and ate meals around a table, and had conversation and played parties and stuff like that. Entertaining is an art, again from The Silent Hostess, GE Publications, 1930. There is a justifiable pride in being known as a successful hostess. Fortunately, the qualifications are easy to attain. Appear calm and gracious when your guests arrive. Be rested and fresh in personal appearance. Be free to entertain your guests without having to excuse yourself frequently to prepare refreshments. Be ready at all times for an unexpected guest at your table. Wow. Especially to appear calm and gracious when your guests arrive. Oh my goodness. I do love this illustration though. That's very 1930s, isn't it? We have the meat cookbook from the Culinary Arts Institute, and I love the illustrations here. We're getting some colored illustration, we're getting some actual photography illustrations. This is from 1954 and gives recipes about how to cook meat. I don't know about you guys, we didn't have a whole lot of meat growing up. We basically were pretty much vegetarians. My grandma would make a beef roast on Sunday. I do remember that, and it was like this little tiny thing sitting in a dish, but somehow or another it was like loaves and fishes. It was totally like loaves and fishes because everybody had some beef roast, and then it's a miraculous miracle because there was even some to take home for everybody. It's a very fond memory. 1985 Garden Gourmet. This is in the garden, heat your cold frame with manure. I love the yellowing on this page. It is super vintage. This is 1988. It is the Better Homes and Gardens cookbook, and I just thought that I liked the way that the pages were so white juxtaposed against, this 1985 book. You can probably tell that this Garden Gourmet book was probably even stored in maybe a greenhouse or something like that, or maybe in the sun. Maybe the person who owned the book read it in the sun and left it lying in the sun, and that's where it gets its beautiful, beautiful, this wonderful coffee-ish color to it. These are recipes for making bread, and I just thought that they looked so pretty, with the rest of the book. Of course, you guys, you can totally flip this book this way, switch up the pages, and make yourself a signature to go into any book that you are working on, a junk journal or anything like that. Or, of course, you can part it out. Each ephemera pack comes with the aforementioned recipe. This is from a 1950s recipe box, and it is beautifully typed on an old typewriter. Each pack comes tied with ribbon from Aunt Ida, Laura, and Gertrude Douglas's sewing box, and I'll show that to you. This is the sewing box of Aunties Ida, Laura, and Gertrude. They worked as seamstresses in the late 1800s and early 1900s. It's a really special, super cool piece. When I got the piece from my friend Kathy, I couldn't believe it. And it has this beautiful ribbon in it. It's called Quaker Lady ribbon, and I am very precious with my Quaker Lady ribbon, but I just thought that she just went so well with this recipe ephemera collection. So I did want to use a little bit of my precious, my really precious Quaker Lady ribbon. These ephemera packs are $15. I think I've got shipping on them at $3.75 maybe. And of course, you guys know how I do things. Usually when you order from me, you're going to get, you're going to get some more goodies, because I just like to roll like that, my friends. All right, check them out. They are in the Etsy shop right now. Thank you guys for listening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.